to a God's Woodsman's workshop. And what I have on the table for today is one of my buddies found a knife in his backyard buried in the dirt. He doesn't know whose it was or how long it's been there, but it's all nicked up and chewed up and it needs to be sharpened. It's really dull. It needs to be cleaned up, sharpened, polished up, made like new. He knows that I handle knives and know what I'm doing with knives, so he's like, hey, could you clean this up, make it look like new? So this is going to be a video on how to take a knife that's been through a lot and clean it up and really make it look nice, so you'd want to carry it around and actually use it. Coming up. Hope you guys stay with me. Real quick, guys, I forgot to go over a couple safety tips. First, make sure you wear a good pair of safety glasses, and I'm wearing also some kind of hearing protection because this thing's pretty loud, and also it's just loud for a long time. So I recommend you wear some kind of hearing protection also. But safety glasses, for sure. Look kind of stylish, too. Just about got the grinding portion of that done. Put my safety glasses away. I don't think I'm going to need those again. So, now what do we do? I'm actually not going to finish the sharpening process. I got the big part of it done, but I'm not going to completely finish the sharpening process yet because I want to make sure that I don't have the thing absolutely razor sharp and my hand doing the rest of it. So what we're going to do for the rest of it is we're going to take some sandpaper and clean this up a little bit, use a buffing wheel and clean up some spots in the handle, but just generally polish it up, make it look like new. I was going to say I could use the grinder on this, but it's aluminum, and just like one tap with that grinder and it would take most of it off. So I think I'm going to just use some sandpaper. So what we'll do next is use some sandpaper. Up here is just a bag of all different kinds, all different grits, different kinds of sandpaper. So what I'm probably going to start off with is something pretty rough and a towel to set the knife on, protect me and to protect the knife. So to begin with, I'm going to just work on the knife itself with some 220. So a lot of times, take a piece of cloth, put like this, just take a quick clamp, clamp the knife right to the edge of the workbench. That way I've got a little bit better stability to keep the knife from moving all around on me. You know, you might be looking at this thing right now going, it looks worse than when you started. It kind of does, doesn't it? It won't when I'm done though. Alright, let's flip it over. Alright, same thing with the 220 done. Now we're going to go to some, I'm sorry, 220, not 320. Then we are going to go to some 320. Just a little bit smoother still. Get a little bit smoother. Feeling really nice and smooth now. Alright, flip it over. Okay, once you get to that point, you could go smoother. You could go up to like a 400 or even 500 or 600, 700, you know, keep going up. But for right now, that's good enough. Because the rest we'll do with another tool, which will make it even shinier and brighter. So now I'm just gonna clamp it down again and go over this with some 320. Oops. Gotta be careful that I don't lean forward to pick up my sandpaper. That could potentially leave a mark. Alright, there's that. Flip it over. You guys will like this next part. And all these wheels you see off to the side of me are all different attachments that have different buffing. This is like the smoothest one. This is the roughest one, and there's a whole bunch of different ones in between. So I'm going to start out with probably the coarsest one and get this thing smoothed up a little bit. Get it cut up. What I'm going to do is a buffing compound, add a little bit of this to this. We'll just switch over to another one. A little bit smoother. As you can tell, this wheel is a little bit more floppy. It's not as rigid. And that's because it doesn't need to dig in as much. Alright, once we got that to the point where it looks good, we'll just go on to the next one. And that's going to be the white one, which is going to be the finest one. Once we get that one done, the very last one doesn't have anything on it. Just a piece of denim, a whole bunch of pieces of denim sewed together. They're nice and floppy, but I don't put any grit on it at all. Alright, that's to the point now that we like where the handle is. And it's getting pretty shiny. Looks pretty good. I'm not going to get it just sparkling, shiny, smooth, but that's a good spot. Now, I'm going to take off this tape. And what we're going to do now is basically do the same thing to the blade. This knife will have a little bitty burr on the edge. And the easiest way to get that burr off is just take it to the edge of your countertop or the piece of wood and just slide it. Don't even have to press, really. Just let the weight of the knife, 3 strokes. And then that burr's gone. And then, if I can find my ferrous seam rods. We'll use the coarse and then the fine. Alright. There's advantages to having a quick clamp. I like to do probably between 10 and 15 strokes on each side, especially when the knife is in the shape as this one. Ooh, oh, wow, that's a nice sharp knife. Do a couple more strokes, nice and light, and then we'll go to the smoother stones. Alright, set these aside. And I usually just run my finger up and down the rod to make sure there's no little nicks or anything in the ceramic rod. I usually go tip first towards the hilt, and then reverse it. And we're going to do that 10 to 15 strokes. Edge on it. And just so I can show you, I haven't even stropped it yet. But I'd say that is a pretty sharp knife. Now, we will just do a little bit of stropping, and you guys have seen this lots of times. Anytime I'm sharpening knives. Okay, so I about got all this polished up and where I want it to be. Over the handle. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the steel itself, just to make sure that nothing shines up that handle really nice too. I like that, looks good. And it doesn't take a whole lot of the stuff either. Okay guys, so that's the finished product. Bright and shiny compared to what it was. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave some comments down below. I've never really done a video like this before. I'm thinking about doing some more videos with some stuff like this. I really enjoy working on knives. You guys have seen the knife that I show in all my videos. I'm the one who made that. I didn't buy it or watch somebody else make it. I actually made it with my own hands. So I really enjoy making knives, and I'm thinking about doing more videos me making knives. So if you'd like that and you think that'd be pretty cool, leave a comment down below. Thanks guys. Have a great day. And Ryan, check out your knife, man.